Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for November 30th. November 30th is the 334th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 335th in leap years, with 31 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is motley. Motley can be an adjective or a noun. As an adjective, motley might mean variegated in color or made up of many different people or things, such as a motley collection of junk. As a noun, back in the 1300s to 1600s England, one might see a woolen fabric of mixed colors, and such a fabric or a garment made of this fabric would be called a motley. Motley is also the characteristic costume of a professional fool, which leads to another definition as a noun, where motley may mean jester or fool. And finally, as a noun, motley can mean a mixture, especially of incongruous elements, such as a motley of old junk stored in an attic. The word motley comes to us from Middle English, most likely from a word that meant mote or speck. First known use of the word motley is in the 1300s. Motley. And if you have a word you'd like us to examine in this Word of the Day segment, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, November 30th has been a significant day and an interesting day throughout history, and a great day for birthdays. This is the birthday of French painter William Adolphe Bouguereau, born November 30th, 1825. He was known and popular during his lifetime, but fell into obscurity after his death. I'm so pleased to see that he and his work have come back into attention in the 1980s, because he certainly did beautiful work. He's completed 822 known finished paintings, although we don't quite know exactly where all of them are. He used mythological themes and classical subjects quite a bit and did really beautiful work. And of course, the Impressionists hated his more realistic work. I first saw an image of Bouguereau's work on the cover of the Journal of the American Medical Association many, many years ago. And here's a depiction of that image, The Two Sisters, by William Adolphe Bouguereau. He lived to the age of 79. This is the birthday of Samuel Clemens, born November 30th, 1835. He piloted boats for a couple years until the Civil War halted steamboat traffic, and during his time as a riverboat pilot, he picked up the term Mark Twain, which was a boatman's call, noting that the river was only 2 fathoms deep, the minimum depth for safe navigation. He wrote humorous travel letters for the Virginia City Territorial Enterprise and signed them Mark Twain, and he continued to use that pseudonym for nearly 50 years. Mark Twain lived to the age of 74. If you're curious about other things that I might have talked about for November 30th, I'll go find an episode for you and drop a link for it here. Today's song is Love Child by Diana Ross and the Supremes. This one was number 1 on November 30th, 1968. It was recorded in September of that year and released at the very end of September, and was immediately popular. Sold 500,000 copies in the first week and 2 million copies by the end of the year. Love Child was the Supremes' 11th number 1 single, displaced the Beatles' Hey Jude's 9-week run in that number 1 spot. It enjoyed 2 weeks at number 1. Love Child by Diana Ross and the Supremes, number 1, November 30th, 1968. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, check out the playlist that contains these videos, and I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. This is the birthday.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I wasn't talking to you. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for... Oh, where's your microphone? Oh, get your microphone. What is it with you and this microphone? Okay, here we go. Okay, we are still recording. That's great. Okay. How about that? Well, I have a lot to edit today. Cacophony is a sound. Oh, cacophony is a noun that you got to read it the right way. Let's start over. It's 8 o'clock, so all of the reminders are going to be dinging. I forgot to turn those off. Okay, stop it. It's 8 o'clock. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.